Hello, my beautiful keto family. In this video, we're going to go over the what and the how of carb cycling, and I will also give you 2 meal plans that you can follow. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Talita from Shrinking with Keto, and throughout my ketogenic journey, I have lost over 190 pounds. I reversed my type 2 diabetes and claimed my life back naturally. Since then, it has become my obsession to help you claim your life back now. Regardless, I need to give a full disclaimer. I am not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a medical professional of any kind. All and every single piece of information that I provide you with in my videos is based on my own nerdy and very extensive research, my personal experience alongside people that I have helped and coached, and I hope that it is more than enough to help you. Before we talk about carb cycling, we need to understand how our body burns fuel. So our body can run on 2 types of fuel: carbs, which turn into glucose, and ketone bodies that derive from fat. When we consume carbohydrates, they break down into simple sugars in our body and are then transferred into our cells to be used for energy. Now, when we do not eat carbohydrates, our body turns to fat for fuel, and our liver takes this fat and turns it into ketone bodies as an alternative form of energy. So carb cycling is pretty easy to understand. There are periods of time where you are eating increased amount of carbohydrates and periods of time where you're not, basically cycling in and out of ketosis and promoting a metabolic flexibility. Now let's see why somebody might be interested in carb cycling in the first place. Carb cycling can be used for training and muscle building and can also be very effective when it comes to weight loss. Just like as if somebody was following a ketogenic diet, during the low carb periods, your body is going to turn into your stored fat for fuel, and it's going to turn your body into a fat burning machine. Carb cycling is also very efficient when it comes to breaking a weight loss plateau. When you have gone through long periods of time with a caloric deficit with the goal of losing weight, your body will adjust to this deficit as the new norm, and therefore those calories are just going to be for maintenance. Now, by implementing carb cycling once in a while, you keep spiking this caloric intake, and therefore your body will not adjust to this deficit. During the carb days, your insulin levels might spike, but since you will be returning to a low-carb diet, they will not be spiked for so long. They will decrease on the low-carb days and prevent you from storing fat. Let's see how you can practice carb cycling. Now, carb cycling needs a lot of organization and preparation. You need to carefully craft out the days, periods, or weeks that you will be consuming carbohydrates and at what amounts. I will go ahead and provide you with 2 meal plan examples. One is for keto carb cycling, and one is for carb cycling for somebody that is not following a ketogenic diet. Let me interrupt you for a second. If this is the first time you're seeing this pretty face, please let's make sure it's not the last. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Ring that bell icon so that YouTube can let you know every time I make a new video for you. And feel free to go ahead and ask me any question you have in the comment section below, and I will try my best to answer every single one of them. Let's start with a keto carb cycling. Now, on a ketogenic diet, you're usually eating 70 to 75% fat, 20 to 25% protein, and no more than 5% in carbohydrates. Carb cycling on keto could look something like this. Monday through Friday, you would be following the percentages I just mentioned, being on a strict ketogenic diet. Then Saturday and Sunday, you would be increasing your carb intake to 50%. 50% of your daily caloric intake. Ideally, if you train, you would do all your high-intensity training on the 2 days that you will be consuming the high amounts of carbs. But there is something that I personally am not on board with if you start directly with this carb cycling in a ketogenic lifestyle. If you're an individual who is insulin resistant, then it takes time for your body to learn how to burn fat for fuel. and to fully adapt into ketosis. So starting off with doing keto 5 days a week and eating high carbs, which would throw you out of ketosis 2 days a week, can actually result in you not getting back into ketosis Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe getting into ketosis on Friday. So essentially, you would be into ketosis only 1 day a week. So in these cases, I suggest you modify it a little bit. For these insulin-resistant individuals, I suggest that you go on a strict ketogenic cycle of 28 days. Then carb cycle for 2 days, and then go back into another 28 ketogenic diet cycle. Once you have completed a cycle and you have reached your goal and you feel that you are fat adapted, then you can shift back into 10 days ketogenic diet, 2 days of carb cycling, and build your way slowly up to the 5-2. The second meal plan I'm going to present you with is for individuals that are not following a ketogenic diet and want to use carb cycling for muscle building. According to Remington James, ISSA trainer, you would go Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with a low carb diet, where you would primarily focus on eating proteins and fats. Then Thursday would be what he calls a medium carb day, where you are refueling your glycogen storages. Then Friday and Saturday, you would be shifting back into the low carb days, consuming again mainly protein and fat. Finally, on Sunday, you would have a huge carbohydrate intake so that you would spike insulin to assist with your muscle building. On the low carb days, you want to make sure that your carbohydrate intake comes only from vegetables and leafy greens. On your medium carb days, you want to make sure that you're consuming carbohydrates that come from oatmeal and grains. And on your high carb days, to the previous mentioned carbohydrates, you would want to add sweet potato and rice. It is important to understand that your high carb day is not just a cheat day of downing down every single cookie or every single chip or cracker or burger that you're going to find. You're still carb cycling for health purposes. You're still trying to build muscle and you're still trying to keep yourself healthy. There is a way that you can increase your carb intake through healthy carbs, such as the ones that I mentioned. Use rice, use sweet potato, use grains, use oatmeal. But trust me, do not go ahead and start snacking on all the possible sugars you're going to find. Now, if you want to follow a clean ketogenic diet, you can go ahead and check my video on how to start keto. Also, click the link in my description below where I have put together for you a list of essential keto foods. So there you have it, the what and why of carb cycling and 2 meal plans that you can follow. And as always, chin up or the crown slips.